The slap cracked through the room louder than the band. The silver tray flew out of the air like it had been punched by the wind. Glass shattered against the marble. Orange juice exploded across a faded blue uniform and puddled at a woman's knees. Tiana didn't even blink. "Are you deaf or just stupid?" she barked, lips curled in disgust. "Clean that up before you embarrass my fiancé's family." The guests froze. Laughter died. Music lost its rhythm. Every eye was glued to the woman on the floor, kneeling in broken glass, hands shaking as she tried to gather the sharp pieces. "People like you are lucky we even let you in here," Tiana added, brushing an invisible speck off her silk dress. Above them, on the balcony, Marcus smiled. Proud, glowing, blind. Because the woman Tiana had just called trash wasn't a maid at all. She owned the building. Every floor, every light, every diamond in that room. And she was Marcus's mother. Before we continue, comment where you are watching from and don't forget to subscribe to this channel to support our growth. Nobody in that room knew it yet, but the test had already started. Moments earlier, Atlanta's skyline shimmered like spilled diamonds beyond the glass walls of the rooftop. Cameras flashed. Influencers posed. Politicians laughed too loud. Business giants clinked glasses like it was just another deal being sealed. Tonight was supposed to be perfect. Marcus Johnson stood under the chandelier in a white suit that caught the light like he was glowing from the inside. His father and mother watched from the edge of the room, both dressed like royalty. William in all black, sharp. Gloria in gold, quiet. This wasn't just a party. This was an announcement. Marcus took Tiana's hand. His voice trembled when he spoke. "You are my peace, my joy, my reason. Will you marry me?" When the velvet box opened, a frozen gasp swept through the room. The diamond inside was unreal. Massive, clean, dangerous. Tiana covered her mouth like she was shocked. "Yes," she whispered first. Then louder. "Yes. Oh my God, yes." Applause erupted. Flashbulbs popped. A gospel choir broke into song without being asked. Kissed hands. Cheers. Champagne sprayed. While Marcus held her like she was treasure, his parents studied her like a puzzle. Gloria leaned into her husband and murmured, "Beauty don't prove hard." William didn't answer right away. He watched Tiana raise her hand higher than she needed to so everyone could see the ring. "It's heavy." Tiana laughed to her friend. "Feels like heaven." Her friend smiled too stiff. Gloria's lips didn't move, but her eyes sharpened. "Look how she's holding that ring," she said. "Like it's the key to a locked door." "She's just excited," William said gently. "I'm not judging," Gloria replied. "I'm observing." Across the room, the woman in the blue uniform finished cleaning glass cuts from her hands. She stood slowly, eyes lowered. Nobody helped her. Nobody apologized. Marcus didn't even notice. They finished the night with hugs and promises. Marcus walked his parents to their car, voice buzzing with hope. "So, what do you think of her?" Gloria took a breath. "She's lovely," she said carefully. "But love isn't what you see in pictures. It's who someone is when nobody's watching." William nodded. "Before you tie your life to somebody, you better know if they love you or what you got." Marcus smiled like a man standing on a cloud. "She loves me. I know it." Gloria looked up at the moonlight reflecting on the car hood and whispered softly, "Let's hope she loves Marcus Johnson, not Mr. Johnson's money." As they drove off, neither of them said it out loud. But both of them were already thinking the same thing. This girl needed a test. The next morning, silence filled the Johnson mansion like warning. William sat at the kitchen table, newspaper open, but untouched. Gloria stared into her coffee cup like it was trying to tell her something. "She rubbed me wrong," Gloria finally said. "Fake sweet. I know it when I see it." William folded the paper slow. Maybe she was nervous. "Nervous don't make you brag about living like a queen," Gloria replied. "You saw how she treated the staff. All smiles when Marcus was near. All ice when he wasn't." Her voice hardened. "She's not in love with that boy." William sighed. "You think she's after the money?" Gloria stood so fast her chair scraped. "I know she is." She began pacing, every step sharper than the last. "I'm not letting my son walk into a trap with a ribbon on it." William scrubbed his chin. "You got that look." Gloria's mouth twitched. "I'm about to renovate the truth." That night, they locked themselves in the library. "What if," Gloria said slowly, "we become the help?" William blinked. "You mean, we disguise ourselves? We see who she really is when she thinks nobody important is looking?" William stared at her like she'd lost her mind. "I'm a 60-year-old man. My knees crack when I bray the too hard. I ain't playing no gate man. Gloria crossed her arms. You look like a father who loves his son enough to get his hands dirty again. Don't forget where you came from. William went quiet. He had grown up fixing cars barefoot in Georgia heat. Gloria had cleaned hotel rooms with sore hands and quiet prayers. Their empire hadn't been born. It was built, brick by brick, prayer by prayer. All right, William finally said. I'll be the gate man. Gloria smiled for the first time in hours. And I'll be the maid. 2 days later, Marcus came home excited. Tiana's moving in for 2 weeks before the wedding. Says she wants to learn the lifestyle. Be around the staff. Gloria smiled. We'll see. The next morning, under the Georgia sun, the Johnson mansion looked untouched by trouble. But somewhere between the tiled halls and polished mirrors, the truth was already walking and wearing fake names and borrowed uniforms. William adjusted a faded cap in the mirror. If my friends see me like this, Gloria tied a headscarf. Then they'll finally see you as real. A maid named Kesha met them in the hallway with a bright smile. Y'all must be the new help. I'm Kesha. Welcome to the madhouse. Gloria smiled soft. Miss Gloria, she said. And this here is Will. Kesha laughed easily. You better be careful around Miss Tiana. She can find dust on a rainbow. Gloria's smile stayed. Her heart took notes. 2 hours later, Tiana arrived. Designer jumpsuit. Tall heels. Sunglasses big enough to block out her conscience. This place is everything, she said into Marcus's chest. Then without looking at Gloria, I hope the staff's ready. I'm super particular. William muttered from the gate. Oh, we about to be. Gloria bowed politely as Tiana passed. Morning, Mom. Tiana nodded. As soon as Marcus turned away, her voice dropped. That maid looks old. Gloria didn't move. Later, she wiped spotless floors. Tiana snapped fingers. Lemon water. Room temp. No please. No thank you. Just orders. Then came the accident. A tray tipped. Hot coffee spilled. Designer white ruined. Tiana screamed like she'd been stabbed. This isn't Walmart. This is Versace. Gloria bowed her head. I'm sorry. Marcus walked in. Tiana flipped a switch in her face. Oh baby, it's nothing. He kissed her cheek. She turned cold again when he left. Use your eyes next time. Kesha stepped in. You don't gotta talk to folks like that. Tiana sneered. Mind your business, house girl. William watched from the gate cam, jaw tight. Then came the whisper. The phone call. Kesha heard it. 2 weeks. Then she's Mrs. Johnson. Then she's gone. Dubai. Money. Freedom. Kesha ran to Gloria with shaking hands. Miss, she only marrying him for money. Gloria reached into her pocket, pulled out a recorder. Then we get proof. That night, Gloria slipped money into Kesha's lunchbox. For your grandma, the note said. And upstairs, Tiana slept easy. She had no idea she'd already been caught. The next morning, a diamond necklace went missing, and the trap tightened. The necklace didn't just disappear. It vanished. That morning, Gloria stood in her room staring at the empty velvet case like it might blink and confess. Her fingers hovered where the diamonds had been only hours before. Not just any jewelry. A family heirloom. Piece by piece, that necklace had been passed down through women who survived more than this house ever would. Gloria pressed her lips together. Somebody had crossed a line. William stood at the door, one hand in his pocket, the other rubbing his forehead. You sure you locked that drawer? Gloria turned slowly. I've been locking my life longer than you've been marrying me. Silence sat between them. The only person who's been in this room since last night, William said carefully, was Tiana. Gloria finished. William exhaled. They didn't accuse. They watched. That afternoon, Gloria cleaned Tiana's room while Tiana showered. She lifted dresses gently, folded blouses neat, and opened drawers with soft hands and open eyes. Nothing. No necklace. But then, something else. A manila envelope, hidden beneath a pile of silk. Inside were printed pages, journal entries, screenshots of text messages. Tiana's personal journal. Gloria froze. The first line hit like a punch. I am marrying Marcus Johnson for security, not love. Love is for women who don't know survival. Gloria swallowed. She turned the pages slowly, like each one might explode. Page after page. Tiana talking about how Marcus worshipped her. How fools deserve to be used. How money fixes everything feelings can't. And then the final note. Once the ring is locked, my exit plan begins. Gloria slid the papers back where she found them. She didn't cry. Pain didn't earn tears yet. That night, William stood at the gate when he saw something new. Tiana didn't come from Marcus' car. She came in a stranger's. Black window tint. Different plates. She hugged Marcus when she entered. William stared down at the security log. Car number. Time stamped. He didn't speak. He wrote truth where silence couldn't hide it. Inside, Kesha caught Tiana whispering on the phone on the back balcony. I don't care what they find, Tiana said sharply. I already got what I need. Pause. Just finish your side. Kesha backed away quietly. Her heart told her what nobody else could see. Something bad was moving. The next day, Gloria dropped a small gold bracelet in the hallway on purpose. Tiana walked by and didn't flinch. Then she looked back, slowed, bent, and slipped it into her purse like muscle memory. Gloria watched. Her heart went cold, not from fear, but clarity. That night, all three of them met in the basement. In the old theater room, William whispered, "No cameras, no ears, just truth." She stole the bracelet, Gloria said flatly. And the necklace. Kesha burst into tears. I told you, she not who she acting like. William rubbed his hands together. Then he spoke words that sent a chill through every wall. She's not just stealing jewelry. She lifted her head. What you mean? William turned his phone around. Call logs. Unknown numbers. Messages erased too fast to catch. She's leaking information about this house. Your travel schedule. Business meetings. Your investments. Gloria sat back slowly. This girl ain't just a gold digger. She whispered. She a snake. Silence fell. Then Gloria stood. We're done testing her. Kesha looked up. Then what we doing? Gloria's eyes were calm. We're going to confront her. William nodded. Together. In the living room, Tiana was lounging like a queen with cold grapes and warmer lies. Marcus kissed her cheek. I gotta go sign some paperwork, baby. Be right back. As soon as he disappeared down the hall, Gloria entered the room. Not as a maid. Not as soft. As a storm. Tiana Brooks. Tiana froze. Gloria stood tall now. Headscarf gone. Voice sharp. I know who you are. Tiana's eyes flicked to the door. Gloria continued. You stole my jewelry. You are leaking our information. You married my son for a plan. Tiana laughed. A bitter, thin laugh. You finally figured it out? Gloria nodded. And now you're going to leave. No, Tiana said. Now you're going to beg. Before Gloria could respond, Tiana held up her phone. Live video. Comments flooding. Followers rising. This, Tiana said softly, is your downfall. She hit play. A video played. Gloria and William in uniform. Maid. Gate man. Private billionaire parents pretend to be poor? The headline scrolled. Title locked. Tiana chuckled. Smile? You're trending. Gloria's chest didn't tighten. It exploded. You set this up. Tiana leaned back. I own this moment. Then Marcus walked in. What's going on? Tiana's voice changed instantly. Marcus, your parents are liars. She shoved the phone toward him. They've been pretending. They've been spying on me. Watching. Testing. Marcus stared at the screen. His world tilted. Mom. William stepped forward. We can explain. Tiana screamed suddenly. You don't get to explain betrayal. Marcus stepped back. From his own parents. This ain't real, he whispered. Tiana began to cry. Perfect tears. I thought they loved you, but they love control. Gloria reached for him. He pulled away. That hurt more than every lie combined. Tiana wrapped her arms around Marcus. They're playing games with your life. And then the second twist fell like a blade. Police sirens. Getting closer. William stiffened. Tiana smiled through her tears. I filed a report. Gloria whispered. For what? Fraud, Tiana replied. Theft. Abuse of staff. She pointed at Gloria. This maid? Me. Marcus turned pale. What did you do? Tiana leaned into his ear. I checked. 2 men in blue knocked hard. William opened the door. Emily Johnson? One asked. Gloria swallowed. Yes. You're under investigation. Marcus looked between them. Lost. Broken. Torn. And Tiana held him tighter. See? I tried to warn you. As Gloria was escorted past her son, she whispered to him one sentence. The truth in fire. She don't love you. Marcus didn't answer. And that silence destroyed her. Outside, cameras flashed. Inside, Tiana smiled. Because the test had ended. But the war had just begun. The mansion didn't sound the same once the doors closed behind Gloria and William. It used to hum. Quiet power. Calm breathing in the walls. Now it echoed. Marcus stood in the middle of the living room like somebody had unplugged his spine. His phone buzzed nonstop. Messages he didn't open. Headlines he didn't read. Voices he didn't hear. Tiana sat on the couch, quiet as guilt in a white dress. Finally, she whispered, I never wanted it to go this far. Marcus turned slowly. His eyes didn't rage. That hurt worse. You called the police, he said flatly. Tiana pressed a hand to her chest. They drove me there. Your parents. This whole house. The lies. The games. No, Marcus said. You drove you there. The air thickened. Tiana stood, walked toward him like she was scared to touch her own truth. I loved you, she said, but her eyes were hunting. Marcus shook his head. If you loved me, you wouldn't have smiled when they walked out in handcuffs. Her lips parted, then tightened. Her face changed. Not gently, like a mask being dropped. You're right, she said coolly. I didn't love you. Silence cracked. I loved the life you promised. She walked past him, collecting herself. I grew up watching my mama cry into empty cupboards. I learned early that love don't keep a roof over your head. Marcus finally snapped. Then leave. That surprised her. Leave my house. If you came for money, you don't get another second of mine. Tiana's eyes narrowed. I wouldn't leave if you begged. And she walked upstairs. Marcus stood alone in his childhood home, now a crime scene in slippers. Across town, Gloria sat in a beige room that smelled like old coffee and metal. The officer looked tired. Mrs. Johnson, here's what you're being accused of, he said. Faking staff employment. Emotional exploitation. Identity deception. Gloria listened with both hands folded. William didn't speak. Gloria finally said, Do you believe that? The officer paused. Then quietly, I believe someone wanted you here. They were released that night. No cuffs. No cells. But the damage didn't care. When they arrived home, the house was dark. Only one light burned upstairs. Gloria went straight to Marcus' room. It was empty. Sheets cold. Closet stripped. Her heart folded in half. Downstairs, a small white envelope waited on the island. No stamp. Just her name. Inside was the ring box. Empty. Her knees buckled. Across the city, Marcus sat in an apartment that still smelled like fresh paint and regret. Kesha stood by the window, arms crossed, not speaking. He arrived on her doorstep half an hour earlier with silence in his mouth and pain on his shoes. She handed him water, then waited. Finally, he said, She played me. Kesha didn't say, I told you. She said, I know. He wiped his face hard. She turned my parents into criminals. Kesha swallowed. They not criminals. They parents who got scared for their son. He nodded, jaw shaking. They were the only ones who were honest. Kesha leaned her shoulder into his. They still here, even if your heart is tired. Then his phone vibrated. Marcus looked down. A message from a number saved as love. It read, I didn't steal the ring. I sold it. Your mother's necklace too. You still don't get it. He stared. Kesha leaned in. What'd she say? He handed her the phone. She read it once. Twice. Her hand flew to her mouth. Marcus, she ain't done. Before he could speak, a second message landed. Check your dad's offshore account. The one under your name. His blood turned off. What account? He whispered. Kesha looked at him scared. You don't got an offshore account. He did. Now. Because Tiana had made one for him. With his signature. His name. His life. He grabbed his keys. Kusha threw on a jacket. Where you going? To stop her. Back at the mansion, Gloria sat in the dark. William stood behind her, hands braced on the table. She set him up, Gloria whispered. She didn't just rob us. William nodded. She's trying to bury him with our money. Then the door burst open. Marcus stormed in. Kesha right behind him. Gloria jumped up. Baby, Marcus didn't hug her. Why didn't you tell me? Gloria froze. William spoke quietly. Tell you what. There's a bank account in my name with millions in it, Marcus said. And now she's tied crimes to it. Gloria gasped. William closed his eyes. Marcus continued, voice breaking. She didn't just take y'all down. She was building something to bury me next. Silence fell. Then Gloria stepped forward and slapped the counter. Hard. This girl didn't just step in our lives, she said. She built a trap mansion inside our own. William lifted his head. And now she thinks she won. Gloria's eyes sharpened. She forgot something. Marcus looked at her. What? Gloria whispered. She's still in our house. Upstairs steps creaked. Slow. Measured. Tiana entered wearing a long coat and gloves, holding a suitcase. Oh look, she said sweetly. Family reunion. William walked forward. You forged documents in my son's name. Tiana smiled. Prove it. Gloria spoke next. You sold my mother's necklace. Sentimental only matters to people who can afford it, Tiana replied. Then Marcus spoke. His voice didn't rise. You used me. She stared at him. Then let me give you something honest. She dropped a folder on the floor. Inside were copies, contracts, screenshots, bank transfers. All legal, she said. Under your name. Marcus looked at the papers like they were snakes. You destroy me. You destroy yourself, he whispered. Tiana tilted her head. I already lost once. I'm not scared to lose again. She zipped her suitcase. Tonight, Malaysia. Tomorrow, untouchable. She walked toward the door. Gloria whispered. Oh no, child. Tiana stopped. Gloria lifted her phone and pressed play. Tiana's voice filled the hall. I don't care what they find. Whispers. Plans. Confessions. The entire recording Kesha had captured. Tiana turned pale. What is that? Gloria smiled for the first time in weeks. That is your reflection. Tiana lunged for the phone. William stepped in her path. You ain't leaving. She screamed. Marcus pressed call. The police dispatcher's voice answered. Stay where you are, he said into the receiver. I'm reporting fraud. Tiana dropped her suitcase. Her face cracked. Broke. Marcus, please. He didn't move. Because now he saw her. And she had never been pretty. Blue and red lights began to bleed through the windows. Tiana sank to her knees. Not praying. Not crying. Just terrified. And as the first knock thundered on the door, she whispered to Gloria, You think you won? Gloria leaned down and whispered into her ear, We've been winning since the moment you walked in thinking we were poor. The door opened. The house filled with sound. And in that chaos, Marcus finally took his mother's hand again. The house didn't breathe until the police left. They took Tiana away in cuffs, heels clicking on marble like a bad memory on repeat. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She just stared at Marcus as they walked her out, eyes full of something that wasn't sadness. Promise. The kind that don't blink. When the door finally shut, the silence that felt louder than sirens. Gloria lowered herself into a chair like her bones had aged 10 years in 1 hour. William stood by the window, hands folded tight behind his back. Marcus didn't sit. He paced. Kesha stood near the stairs like she was ready to catch somebody if they fell. This ain't over, Marcus said. She don't lose quiet. No, Gloria answered softly. She lose loud. As if summoned by the words, Marcus's phone buzzed. He flinched, then picked it up. A message from an unknown number. You think jail humbles people? It teaches patience. Marcus dropped onto the sofa. She's still talking to me. William came closer. Block it. Marcus shook his head. It ain't just her. She built something before she got caught. Another message came through. Your face is already traveling farther than you think. Kesha's voice cut through tight. She leaked something else. Marcus opened his laptop. The headline punched first. Son of billionaires linked to foreign money laundering scheme. His name was right there. In bold. With his photo. Gloria gasped. William's face drained. Marcus felt the room tilt. It's not true. Kesha said out loud like speaking could bend the truth back into place. No, William replied. But it's loud. Marcus scrolled. Blog after blog. Video after video. Every lie dressed in screenshots. Every rumor wearing his face. She didn't care who she burned, he whispered. Gloria stood slowly. No tears. No shaking. Just fire. Then we stopped letting her talk. Upstairs, a long-forgotten phone in the guest room chimed softly. Tiana's phone. The one she used when she thought nobody was listening. William glanced toward the staircase. You thinking what I'm thinking? Gloria nodded. Her mouth been loud. That phone been quiet. Marcus grabbed it. The lock screen flashed. Dozens of missed messages. Unknown numbers. Foreign codes. He unlocked it. And his stomach sank. There were videos. Draft posts. Notes. Tiana hadn't just been planning revenge. She'd been planning a funeral. For his reputation. For his family name. For everything. Kesha leaned in. She had backup plans inside backup plans. Marcus clicked one video. It was Tiana, talking straight to the screen. If you're seeing this, her voice purred. Then I lost the house, but not the war. Gloria closed her eyes. Another clip. Reputation is soft. You don't need proof. You just need noise. Marcus shut the laptop. Hard. We need to talk now. Not later. Not tomorrow. Now. William nodded once. Then we do it. They went public on you, Kesha said. So we go public on the truth. But not like them, Gloria replied. No drama. No screaming. No lies. She looked at Marcus. You ready to tell the world who you are without the money talking for you? He didn't hesitate. I've been ready since I stopped believing her voice. That night, the Johnson mansion opened its gates. Not for a party, not for wealth, for truth. Phones rose like candles. People gathered, some out of support, some out of hunger for a downfall. William stood beside Natalia. Not Gloria. Natalia Johnson. Marcus didn't care anymore. Hiding was finished. When Gloria stepped forward and said her real name, the crowd shifted. Not shocked, awed. When William spoke as himself, the noise fell. And when Marcus took the microphone, the world leaned. My name is Marcus Johnson, he said. And I did not break the law, but I broke something else. His voice cracked once, then held. I broke trust. Not in money, not in the system. In a person I thought was love. He didn't point fingers. He didn't cry. He just told the truth. About the disguises. About the tests. About the lies. About Tiana. About the money she hid in his name. About how easy it is to trust the wrong mouth when you desperate to believe the right face. The crowd listened. Not entertained. Changed. Gloria stepped forward. You don't have to fall for someone because they shine, she said. You fall when you ignore what they do in the dark. Marcus ended it. My parents didn't test love because they were cruel. They tested it because love should survive truth. Silence held for one long heartbeat. Then applause rose. Not loud. Real. Across the city, in a small gray cell, Tiana watched from a tiny screen. The truth slicing through her lies. Her name unraveling. Her control dissolving. A guard walked by. Looks like they beat you to it, he said. Tiana's lips pressed thin. Then she smiled slowly. They just made it easier. And somewhere in the system, something she set in motion flickered awake. A delayed release. A scheduled message. A bank trigger. A final bullet. Marcus's phone buzzed again. Third number. Last message. Enjoy your applause. It expires at midnight. His heart thumped. What does that mean? Kesha asked. He stared at the screen. I think she left a bomb. Not in the house. In the story. And while the world thought the battle was finished, the real one was just opening its eyes. Midnight came quiet. Too quiet. No sirens. No screaming. No chaos. Just the soft tick of a clock somewhere in the house, counting down like a slow heartbeat. Marcus sat on the edge of his bed, phone in his hand, the message still glowing on the screen. Enjoy your applause. It expires at midnight. What kind of bomb don't make noise? He muttered. Kesha sat beside him, knees pulled to her chest. The kind that poisons instead of explodes. Downstairs, Gloria and William waited in the living room with every lamp on. Not because they were afraid of darkness, but because light made it easier to think. The clock struck 12. Nothing happened. For 10 seconds. Then Marcus's phone buzzed. Not once. 15 times. All at once. Texts. Alerts. Emails. Mentions. Kesha grabbed her phone too. Her face drained. Oh no. Gloria called from downstairs. What is it? Marcus stood slowly. She didn't leak something. She dumped everything. He rushed down the stairs, Kesha right behind him. William grabbed a tablet off the table. What are they saying? Marcus swallowed and turned the screen. Article after article. But not lies. Truth. Emails. Voice notes. Bank logs. Videos. Every dirty thing Tiana ever did. And something worse. She hadn't just exposed the Johnsons. She exposed herself. Publicly. With receipts. She had uploaded every crime she ever committed like a confession mixtape. Her voice. Her handwriting. Her face. And at the very bottom of one long post. A line that made Gloria's chest tighten. If I can't win, nobody should forget what I did. Marcus's shoulders dropped. Kesha. She turned herself into a villain on purpose. William stared at the screen. She didn't want mercy. Gloria whispered. She wanted a legacy. The room fell into a different kind of quiet. Not stunned. Broken. Why would she do this? Kesha asked softly. Marcus didn't answer. Because he knew. And it hurt. In a jail cell 10 miles away, Tiana lay back on a thin mattress staring at a cracked ceiling. Her lips curved tired. Broken. Free. By the time the sun came up, the world knew her name. Every lie she told. Every dollar she stole. Every plan she chased. The blog stopped painting her as the victim. The comments stopped defending her. Even Daryl disappeared. The internet burned her down properly. Quietly. Fully. And suddenly, nobody wanted to be Tiana Brooks anymore. Not the villain. Not the girl. Not the headline. At dawn, Marcus stood alone in the kitchen. Coffee untouched. The house calm. Kesha walked in behind him. She hugged him from the back like gravity. Everybody talking about you. He barely smiled. Good or bad? Honest. His breath released. That's the first time in a long time. They sat together on the counter. Quiet. Human. You loved her, Kesha said gently. He nodded. And she used that. Kesha met his eyes. But that love still mattered. It still counts. His voice dropped. Does it? She nodded hard. Because now you know what love isn't. Gloria entered wearing a sweater and tired eyes. You want breakfast? Marcus shook his head. I want to see her. The room froze. William's voice was careful. Son, Marcus didn't look away. I need to. Not for her. For himself. The jail smelled like metal and old air. Marcus sat alone at a small table. Tiana walked in dressed in orange. No heels. No makeup. No sharp edges. Just her. They stared at each other like two strangers who knew too much. She spoke first. You came. He didn't flinch. You wanted me to. Her lips twitched. Still listening to me. Not like before. Silence sat between them. Heavy. Then she spoke. I destroyed myself, so you wouldn't have to wonder if I was ever real. His chest tightened. And she closed her eyes. I was. Just not good. He swallowed. You could have changed. I know, she whispered. And I didn't. She looked at him. Full in the eyes. For the first time. I wasn't raised in love. I chased it with teeth. Everybody else gets rescued. I tried to steal my way into safety. Marcus said nothing. Because mercy doesn't need speeches. Only space. I don't expect forgiveness, she said. I just didn't want you thinking I was a lie. You weren't, he said. You were broken. Her breath shook. And you're not. He stood. I am. But not the same way. He turned. Tiana, I hope you heal. She nodded. And finally, she cried. Not loud. Not pretty. Clean. He walked out. Not feeling like he won. But like he finally let go. 3 weeks later. The mansion didn't feel haunted anymore. It felt alive. Kesha unpacked boxes into an office with her name on the door. Marcus ran programs across neighborhoods. William cooked breakfast on weekends. Gloria laughed again. The internet moved on. It always does. But the Johnsons, they stayed. One night, Marcus stood in the garden where everything began. The moon low. Quiet thick. Kesha joined him. You thinking? I'm breathing, he said. She smiled. That's new. He took her hand. I don't want a fairy tale. She squeezed his fingers. Good. I want something real. They stood in silence. The good kind. Far across the city, Tiana volunteered at the shelter. Quiet. Unknown. No cameras. No filters. No hiding. She cleaned floors. Fed mouths. Heard stories. And one night, when a girl asked her who she used to be, she smiled small. Someone I outgrew. Back at the mansion, Gloria stood at her bedroom mirror. Faith wrapped around her shoulders like a shawl. She whispered, we did good. William hugged her from behind. For once, we didn't lose our son to money. She smiled. We found him in truth. And in that house, no disguises remained. No tests were needed. Only living. Fully. Softly. Real. Before the screen fades. Before the story breathes out. Before the last light dims. Remember this. Love you don't test can destroy you. Truth you avoid will expose you. Grace you give will save you. And no matter what somebody does to you, you get to decide who you become. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to support our growth. Thank you for watching.